Alright, welcome back to another Franchise Hockey Manager video. This one is going to be a little bit different, and I'll explain why. So one of the things about Franchise Hockey Manager is there's actually 3 different ways that a game can be played out. You've got just pressing the continue, sim past the game will just randomly, it's not random, but the game will generate a score based upon the statistics and the momentum and all that good stuff, and it'll just generate one for you. That's the first one. The second way that it can do it is via, if I can bring up the right screen, that would help. You have the ability to view it in one of 2 different ways. Now, I've heard some stuff in the forums over the years that depending on which one of the 2 options that you view, you get better or worse results. And that's what I want to test today. I want to have a look at the 3 results. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate the Kraken versus the Vegas Knights. It is opening night, and we are going to see how close to the original score each version gets. And if we have a look at the opening night real life scores, it was a 4-1 win for the Knights, and it was a bit of a blowout game, really. Knights got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then Kraken only got 1 in the second. So, yeah, we're going to run through the 3 different simulation modes, and we're just going to see which one shows kind of the real life best. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to start with the simulation first. Alright, so here we are, back in the game. We're about to hit the simulation button. Remember, it was 4-1 to the Knights. Let's see how the game handles it just by simming. Yeah, nowhere near. The Knights, yeah, they almost nailed it, but the Kraken, no, mate, you didn't get 7 goals. Hasn't simulated real life all that well, but let's see how the other 2 game modes cope. Alright, so just reloaded the save. And what we're going to do this time is if we go into the view mode, and then we are going to view the game, and this should be in the old school, kind of I want to say FHM 7, I might be wrong on that, but this is the way it used to look. So if we hit play, you kind of get a little bit of an idea. It's more of a text highlight than it is kind of showing it. You might get a little bit here for a highlight. Then it kind of just skims through. What I might just quickly do is I will just set that to very fast. Just all goals. Definitely do not want text-to-speech on. We want to break for, I don't care about that one. Cool, and then we'll just hit the play button. Yeah, so what it does is it kind of works out shot by shot by shot, and just sort of works its way through the game. There you go, you can see a little bit of a tiny bit of a play section there. And again, I'm speeding through this very, very quickly. You get a little bit more of an idea. There you go, Mark Stone of the Knights has got one. I will actually turn off, where is it? Penalties, that one. Because that will get annoying fairly quickly. Okay. It's looking a lot more like the real life result. What it doesn't give you, which you'll see in the other mode, if you've never seen the 2D mode, is it doesn't give you kind of the actual, what's like the gameplay experience. I mean, yes, if you do use the original files, you get just little squares, little coloured squares moving around the rink. That was the end of the first, wasn't it? So we'll keep playing that. But yeah, you get a lot more. I don't know, it just feels a little bit more interactive. Yeah, okay, I've got game stoppages off and all that sort of stuff, and we are flying through the game. But yeah, this one feels a lot more statty. That works out. You get to see who does what. You know, hit Tovalon, blocked a shot, face off 1. You just keep skimming through. So yeah, you do get to see that, and you can flick between. Yeah, all this is on the other screens as well. But yeah, this is classic mode, and out of the 3 modes, probably not my favourite. Looks like the Kraken have managed to get one back. And that should be almost the very end of the game. Okay, so in classic mode, 3-1. It's pretty close. Okay, so what we'll do, we're going to end that, you get the same old screen, and then we're going to run it again in 2D mode and see how that goes. Right, here we go. So we are now back at the same point again. We've restarted the simulation. We are back on the 20th. This time we're going to do the game in 2D mode. So remember the results from previously. Simulation, it was 7 to Kraken, 3 to the Knights. Classic mode, it was 1 to the Kraken, 3 to the Knights. Let's see how we do in this mode. I am again going to set this to very fast, just the goals. Going to mute the sound and break for those. Yeah, okay. And let's just turn those off. Yeah, this one here, now, it just feels a lot more... Literally, that just flew past. It just feels a lot more like a game. Yeah, okay, it's a simulation. Yes, I get that. But what I will do is I'm just going to turn that view speed just down fast. And we'll play the second one again. Yeah, this just feels a little bit more interesting, though, how that's going at the moment. Yeah, it feels a little bit more like it is, you know, you're actually seeing your team. You're not just watching information on a screen. You are seeing your team. You're seeing how they're getting on. You've got the same stats. I'll just get rid of that for a minute. So you can see how one team is doing. You can see how the other team are doing. So you've got Seattle, you've got Vegas. You've got the ability as well to switch them around for every period, so they can shoot each additional way. And you do have the stats there. It does come with a mode that you can actually influence the decisions on the ice, but I just found that it just really slows it down. You really feel like you're micromanaging. But we'll just carry on. We have an injury. That sounds super painful. But it's, you know, we're going to remove it and restart the sim at the end of this anyway. But yeah, it's close. A little bit, you know, flattering Seattle here a little bit. But we are close to the end of this. It's going the other way a little bit here. But yeah, we're gonna... Okay. That wasn't expected. Okay, so just off camera, what I've done is I've just done the exact same thing. I've simulated Sim Classic and 2D, but I've done it another 2 times, basically. Just get a rough idea and make sure that it wasn't just a bit of a weird statistical anomaly. So, for the 3 pure Sim versions that I ran, in the first game, Seattle won 7-3. In the second game, the Knights won 6-2. And in the third game, Seattle won 4-1. So quite a lot of swing either way. In classic mode, in the first game, as you saw, it was 1 goal to the Krakens, 3 goals to the Knights. In the second game, it was 2 goals to the Kraken and 4 goals even, to the Knights. And in the third one that I ran, it was 4 to Kraken and 3 to the Knights. So 2 out of the 3 games was fairly close. Classic mode, as you saw in the first one, it was 4-1. Score was right, but it's the wrong way round. In the second game, it was 3-1 to the Kraken. And in the third game, it was 6-1 to the Knights. So I feel it's closer than the sim mode because the losing team was only getting 1 goal, like in the original. The winning team's scores were fluctuating a little bit. So I guess sort of boiling it down, it kind of comes down to what you really want. If you're looking just to try to get through games as quickly as possible, yeah, sure, sim it. But it does look like the scores are just really, really random. Classic mode, If you turn off all of the kind of the watching bits, you can probably get through a game fairly quickly. And they seem to give fairly close to real life scores. Again, we're only basing it on the information that I have here. Your results may vary. 2D mode, I think, is kind of more for those that want to watch and feel more part of the process. They're more kind of invested in seeing how their team plays instead of just seeing the end result and the score. Score-wise, again, it's fairly close. Maybe it's the wrong way around. But what it also does, for those that maybe are interested in a little bit more of the immersion, is it allows you to do this.
Good evening, and welcome to T-Mobile Arena.
That's right.
Tonight, Vegas and Seattle are ready to do battle in regular season action.
Yep.
It is the first start of the season for Hill.
Yep.
It is the first start of the season for Duckworth.
It gives you that bit more of a you're actually there. You can stick it on full watch. You get them coming out and doing their opening lineups, and it gives you text to speech. So if you really want to get your hockey fix,
National anthem playing.
Yeah, maybe it's not perfect. There you go. You get to.
Are ready to take the face off.
Sorry, game. You actually get to see it.
Set play breakout started.
And then
Set play breakout started. Set play NZ offense started.
she's not brilliant, is she? Text to speech.
Shot by Eichel.
But you can turn that off. You don't have to have that. But it gives you a bit more of that game day experience. But yeah, we'll stop that. And we'll just hit the sim end anyway. Let's just see what it is for the last time. So, actually fairly close. So there we go. Just to give you a bit of an idea of the 3 different modes, please let me know in the comments, what mode do you use when you play this? Do you sim it? Just drag it through the games? Do you classic it because maybe that's what you're used to, or you just feel it produces better results? Or, like me, do you like to watch the games and really get into your team when they're shooting and they're missing, and when that annoying opposition player does that wraparound that gets in every single time, and you're pulling your hair out? Yeah, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.